Well, hello, and welcome back to Baldur's Gate 3. I am once again joined by the lovely, the amazing, the almighty Tammy. Tammy, how are you doing?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
I am fantastic. I'm amazing, and I'm super hyped. Do you know why I'm super hyped?
Because Baldur's Gate is coming to us very, very soon.
It is coming to us super soon. I'm super excited. And
Me too.
with that excitement, I thought we could have a little discussion about what we're to expect when it finally releases next week. Are you ready?
I am very ready.
Okay, so I thought we'd
Um,
start off because we're in the theme of character creator. Let's just stick to what we know with character creator.
yeah,
So with races coming on release, I'm expected some new additions into the nice juicy nine we've got here. We've got elf, human, half elf, tiefling, githyanki, halfling, drow, dwarf, gnome, and we're going to be having a half orc and a dragonborn.
I'm so excited for them. The
I mean,
Dragonborn look amazing.
the dragonborn looks awesome, and I will put a picture up around now, so you'll be able to see how amazing it looks. But yeah, they've done such a good job with the artwork of the Dragonborn. I'm all about it. Love it. Half Orc 2 as well. Half Orc looks
Yeah,
awesome. I mean, I say they both look. They all look awesome. All the races look amazing.
they are all really well
Oh my
done.
god, the tiefling, the tiefling. My god, the tiefling. Look at the tiefling.
I do love the tieflings. They are so interesting.
Just everything.
That
The detail of each race is phenomenal, and again with the Dragonborn as well. It's just, I don't know. It's my favorite looking one, the Dragonborn. Just from what I've seen, it just looks awesome, and I cannot wait to get my hands all over them.
I am so excited, especially seeing how much effort they've put into you being able to customize them. Like, I know that for tieflings with the full release, they're gonna add you can color the horns, for example. You can add scars. I know that for the Dragonborn, they have added an extra bit for Dragonborn sorcerers with draconic bloodlines,
Mm.
so that you can adjust the color of the scales and it's actually gonna pop.
Oh, it's going to be amazing. Honestly, there's going to be
Yeah.
so much to play with regarding race. But of course, it's not quite a custom game without being able to choose your class.
That's very
So
true.
we have a nice selection of classes here. There is only one class missing from this list of Barbarian, Bard, Cleric, Druid, Fighter, Paladin, Ranger, Rogue, Sorcerer, Warlock, and Wizard. And on release, we're going to have the Monk as well.
Yes.
I do love the Monk class. I think it can be overpowered. Stunning Strike is the bane of many a DM's existence. But excited to see the full roster nonetheless. Is there any class in particular that takes your fancy?
I mean, there is a few. There are a few that I've already tried out in the early access. I'm always fond of clerics. I am definitely gonna play a sorcerer. And yes, I think at this point, I'm extremely excited that they're gonna implement the multiclassing, which I'm gonna go. I'm gonna
Yes.
be all over that.
Yes, multiclassing. So multiclassing is something I think a lot of people could be quite intimidated by because there's sort of prerequisites and certain things you have to do or be to be able to multiclass. However, the Ryan Studios have basically done with that, and they've said no, there's no real requirements to multiclass. You can multiclass away, and they've made it super easy and streamlined to do it. And I am super looking forward to just being able to multiclass into anything and everything.
Yeah, me too.
There's a real
So
chaos
many
somewhere.
classes that can work so well together, and also what they've done really well apparently is if you mess up, if something doesn't work together, you can always respec.
Yes.
So if you want to try out a really broken build that usually really shouldn't be done, so to say,
Yeah.
you can try it out, and if it really doesn't work, then just respec.
Yeah.
So I
Yeah,
think
there's
that's
gonna
they're
be
doing us a real solid there.
there's gonna be some really interesting combinations, and I'm looking forward to being able to play with each one and just trying to figure out what works and what doesn't, and just I don't know, just have the stupidest time, creating those powerful builds, but also the ones that are just silly, you know.
Yeah,
And it's
very excited for that.
it's going to be amazing. Um, but with all that, should you not want to delve into character creator, maybe you want to play as the original, the origin characters, the game's story characters. You can do that. On early access, it's not available right now, but you can play as the story characters in the full release. You can play as Astarion. I keep saying that name wrong. Astarion.
Astarion, yeah.
Astarion, thank you. Astarion, who is a half-elf rogue. You can play Shadowheart, who's a half-elf cleric. Play Gale as a human wizard. Lysel as a Githyanki fighter. Will, a human warlock, or Karlach, a barbarian tiefling. Or should none of them characters do anything for you, maybe you still want something different. There is a new origin that you do not see here, which is called the Dark Urge.
Yeah, and the Dark Urge is unique because you get the backstory with it, but you can fully customize the look of it. It's gonna give you extra dialogue options.
Oh, I am so excited for the Dark Urge. It's a very unique playstyle based on what I've read. And
Yes.
it's going to be very interesting.
Oh yes, because from what they've said, essentially you can be good with him. You can take the Dark Urge, and you can still create a character that's good. But you're gonna have to fight for it.
Yeah.
Or you can go down a very, very dark path, but you can do that with any character. You can even, if you have a party, if you do a custom character, or if you take the Dark Urge and have companions with you, you can take them down a very dark path. They have said on the panel from Hell that you will be surprised with what you get away with, apparently. So I'm very curious what they meant by that.
Yeah, it's unique and interesting. A quote here from the site: "As you choose to play the origin of the Dark Urge, its history is unknown, but you awaken to be someone who has dark thoughts that plague your mind and ultimately push you to commit atrocious acts throughout the journey. The choice is completely yours. Will you fight what's twisting your mind to be good, or will you succumb to madness and wreak chaos?" I mean, chaos, right?
It is. It's gonna be amazingly interesting. Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. Okay, so with Origins, should you choose, maybe you don't want Origin characters in your party, maybe you want a unique party of your own, in which you can have some hirelings. You can choose from 12 hirelings, which you can make your own, the own class. You can make them whatever you want to be. There's no story related to them, there's no story pathing or anything like that. It's just, if you don't want anything to do with Astarion or Lysel or Gale, any backstories or anything like that, you can just have a party of hirelings and just focus on you, essentially. Which, I mean, it's personally not for me, because I like the story of others. You know, I want to see what the others have got. But maybe after the 50th playthrough, I've seen everything. In which case,
possibly, yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's gonna. You can, let's say you take the Dark Urge and take them down a really dark path. You can, you can get inspiration by killing off your companions, and you can replace them with the hirelings, and
Yeah.
you can be very lonely. You can go down a very lonely path and become very powerful, or you can have your friends and kind of be powerful with the power of friendship.
The power of friendship.
Exactly.
Amazing. Okay, so with that, just a side note on character creation, they are banishing the alignment system, which for the game makes all the sense. Not having chaotic neutral or being stuck to a certain kind of alignment allows for way more flexibility when playing the game. You obviously still play the game how you want to play it, but there is no locking penalty in, being, let's say, a nice goody two-shoes cleric who maybe wants to be evil. Maybe you want to be an evil cleric, or an evil paladin or whatever. You know, there's no alignment to hold you back, essentially, which
Yes.
is a small noticeable feat, but I don't know, it's kind of nice that it's not there because the chains are
It's
off.
very cool. They have also added things. I know about something that they have added for Paladin that they will not spoil. But if you go against your oath, something will happen, and I like that they've done that.
Yes,
That they,
consequences.
yeah, consequences, a lot of options, and yeah, it's very immersive.
Yeah. Okay, and with that, I just want to touch on Baldur's Gate 2 very briefly. So Baldur's Gate 2 was released by a different developer. It was released by BioWare of Mass Effect fame. So there's no similarities in gameplay. Baldur's Gate 2 was free roaming, it was open combat, free flowing combat, whereas this is very much turn based, original, traditional Dungeons and Dragons, as we know and love.
Yes.
And I think they've done a really good job with it. If you're familiar with Larian Studios' work, they made Divinity 2, which was an amazing game. Can't recommend that enough, and it's got very similar vibes to that.
Oh yes, especially if you look at companions and all that. It's very cool.
Yeah, so
But it's a lot. Yeah. Sorry.
yeah. No, I was just going to say. So if you're familiar with how Dungeons and Dragons works, if you're familiar with the Dungeons and Dragons 5e setup, then you're more or less going to be familiar with how this game plays, which is nice because we do like Dungeons and Dragons.
We do like Dungeons and Dragons
Here
a
at the
lot.
Busy Men, we are official nerds.
Oh no, everybody's gonna be shocked by that one.
What
No
shocker,
one saw
right?
that
Yeah,
coming.
who saw that coming? Yeah,
Ah,
the game is going to be set 120 years after Baldur's Gate 2, so way into the future. So any reference or relevance, returning characters, there will be some returning characters from Baldur's Gate 2, or some familiar faces if you played the
yes.
second one, yeah.
Yeah, people who already know this, there has been a trailer where we have seen a statue of a certain character.
Mm.
So yes.
Yeah, but
It'll be interesting.
essentially, what the point of this, I suppose, is that you don't have to have played the second one to play this one. You don't have to play the Baldur's Gate 2 to understand or get along with Baldur's Gate 3.
Oh no, not
Yeah,
at all.
nothing like that.
It's
Yeah.
not a requirement at all.
No. Also, sidebar, there is over 600 spells in this game. Just
There is a lot
Yeah.
of spells and
there is a
cantrips and
lot of
everything.
stuff. Yeah, there's a lot of for the magic and tuned D&D player. There is a lot to play with, which is awesome because who doesn't love a good spell? Or 600.
Oh yes. I can imagine all the wizards with the spell books just
Yes.
I'm
amazing.
gonna scribe it.
Yeah. So the game is roughly going to be between 75 to 100 hours long. However, if you are like me, someone who likes a good completion challenge, it's going to be about 200 hours. I'm okay with that, honestly. Who doesn't love a good
Yeah.
solid RPG? I know there are people out there who don't have time and like a shorter game, to which there are plenty out there. But then, if you are somebody who really wants to invest time and really get to know the world and explore every nook and cranny and all that fun stuff, then this game has it for you. There is plenty of time in this game that can be invested.
Oh yes. You can go down so many different paths. I don't know if you've heard, but apparently overall there's over 17,000 endings. Obviously that
Yes.
is detailed endings, these endings are influenced by the decisions you made along the way, by what companions you had. Also, they have made sure that if you have a companion and romance them, that influences your ending. So it's very immersive, very extensive in how they've done that.
Yeah, that's 174 hours worth of cutscenes, which is into the replay value of this game. How do you want to play the game? Like, how do you want to do this? Do you want to be Do you want to be a nice goody two shoes who romances everyone possible, or do you want to be evil as sinister as possible? Maybe you want to meet in the middle, you know? Do you want to be the loner type? Do you want to, just explore all social possibilities? Do you want to speak to everybody? Do you want to? There's just so many options, for how
Yeah,
you want to end this game. And with that
absolutely.
174 hours worth of cutscenes, you are obviously very unlikely to see all of them, you know. But
Oh
that's not a
yeah,
worry,
that's.
you know.
I mean, we can play the same game and we will have completely different experiences, and that's what I'm very excited for. You can take an origin character that's gonna give you a different experience because you get to see extra cutscenes from their backgrounds. You get to make extra choices. You can make your own character, take it down a good path, a very dark path. There's so many options. It can be a bit overwhelming, but I think that's part of the fun. So it's gonna be good. It's gonna be very good.
Yeah, I think the key thing for me would to just be not worry about or not think about it too much. Like just enjoy the game. Like I
Yeah.
say, for a lot of people or most people, you're not going to see all the cutscenes, but that's not an issue. The fact that it's all there and it's covering all the bases is just good. They've done a terrific job. Like even just the opening cutscene in the opening level in the early access is a good example of what's to come.
Oh yes, definitely.
So
And I
absolutely,
think
it's
they
good
have
stuff.
been really good about this as well, communicating it, because if you've watched the panel from hell, then you will have heard them say, oh yeah, we've not really done cutscenes before. If you look at Divinity, you get the screen with the voiceover.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, and they literally were sat there and they said, hey, we've not really done this before, so we didn't know what we were doing, so we learned.
My
And
God,
I
they've
think
done
that
a
was
good
the
job.
moment where I was like, hey, this is amazing. This is great. That's very genuine. That's very, yeah. So they're good in my books.
Oh yeah, they've just done a terrific job. Honestly, they've done a really good job with the cutscenes. They've done a really good job with the game in general. Exclusively from playing early access, by the way. When the full game
Yes.
releases, I think I just don't think we're emotionally ready for it. Honestly, no, it's
You
going to
know
be
what?
it's going to be good though. It's going to be very good.
It's gonna be amazing.
So the final note is the release date. So obviously the PC release date is the 3rd of August, which is, man, it's so soon. So soon. I
We're so
I can
close.
almost reach it.
I
And
can
then
almost taste it.
and then if you want to play on PlayStation 5, then the release date is September 6th. Release date for other
Yes.
consoles is TBD, to be determined. Um, But yeah, anything else? Anything else to note? Anything else worth mentioning?
Let's see.
Just
I
about how much
mean,
time we're going to lose into this game.
it's gonna be a lot of time. I think I've already got like at least 3 to 4 different playthroughs planned. There's gonna be a solo playthrough. There's gonna be playthroughs with different compositions of friend groups, and yeah, it's gonna be good.
It's going to be an excellent time. Um,
Yes.
so with that, I want to thank you all so much for listening and joining us on this experience. Is there anything we've missed? Is there anything that you are looking forward to? What character, what class are you going to pick on your first playthrough? Please let me know in the comments below. Thanks so much for watching, and we will catch you next time. Bye!
Bye.